traditional jobs with automation. Unemployment rate amongst our graduates is high, that indicates skills mismatch. At this stage, we need to identify the skills gap and redesign the higher education system rapidly to remain competitive, innovative and efficient at the global stage.
Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni, Deputy Minister for Education Mohibul Hassan Chaudhary, Secretary of Secondary and Higher Education Division Mohammad Mahbub Hussain, University Grants Commission Chairman Professor Dr. Qazi Shahidullah and UGC member Professor Dr. Mohammad Sajjad Hussain spoke on the occasion. A discussion was held at the auditorium of Krishi Bid Institution marking the Human Rights Day 2021, organized by the National Human Rights Commission NHRC this morning. In his recorded speech, President Mohammad Abdul Hamid termed the NHRC as a major body in the development and protection of human rights of the people of the country. He asked the Commission to ensure more visible contribution to the protection of the people's rights. The President stressed on intensifying Commission's overall activities from the grassroots level to the central so that the people could be more aware of their rights. The head of the state asked all concerned, especially the members of the law enforcement agencies, to come forward to maintain a peaceful environment in the society. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid called upon guardians to remain alert so that the teenage students do not fall prey to human trafficking by stepping into the trap of teen gangs, TikTok or Likee. The President urged the international community to take concerted action to protect the human rights of the Rohingyas as well as dignified and permanent repatriation. Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Anisul Haq, Human Rights Commission Chairman Nasima Begum, Secretary to the Legislative and Parliamentary Affairs Division Mohammad Moinul Kabir, NHRC member Dr. Kamaluddin Ahmed and Resident Representative of UNDP Sudipto Mukherjee also spoke on the occasion. A delegation of judges led by Chief Justice Syed Mahmood Hussain called on President Mohammad Abdul Hamid at Bongo Bhavan this afternoon. Later, the President's Press Secretary Mohammad Joinal Abidin told that during the meeting, the Chief Justice invited the President to attend the function of Supreme Court Day. He also apprised the President of the overall activities of the Bangladesh Supreme Court. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid expressed satisfaction over the activities of Bangladesh Supreme Court and thanked them for conducting trials during Corona pandemic. Secretaries to the President were present. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary has said all must work together towards establishing an inequality-free society to resist violence towards women. The Speaker said this at the closing of a 16-day program marking Resist Violence to Women organized by Bangladesh National Parliament, UNDP and the Swiss Embassy in Bangladesh at the North Plaza of the Parliament building today. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni, Chief Whip Noor Alam Chaudhary, State Minister for Women and Children Affairs Fazilatun Nessa Indira, Whips Iqbalur Rahim and Mahbubara Guinea, Swiss Ambassador to Bangladesh Nathali Quad and UNDP Resident Representative Sudipto Mukherjee spoke at the function, while members of Parliament of preserved seats and officials of the Parliament Secretariat were present. Speaking on the occasion, Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni said, people across life must be made aware to resist violence against women. Terming Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina as the role model of women development, the Speaker said changes are required to be brought into society by creating awareness to resist violence to women. Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary said, violence to women can be resisted through creating proper working environment, better transportation facilities, and a changed outlook towards women at large. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said BNP wants to go fishing in troubled waters by creating unrest in the country by making an issue over the treatment of Begum Khaleda Zia. He said this at a press briefing at his official residence in Dhaka this morning. Mentioning that BNP leaders are now shedding crocodile tears for Begum Zia, Obaidul Qadir said they could not bring out any visible procession demanding the release and treatment of Begum Zia.
বিএনপি মহাসচিব প্রধানমন্ত্রী দেশরত্ন শেখ হাসিনার যুবলীগের প্রতিষ্ঠাবার্ষিকীতে প্রদত্ত বক্তব্যের সমালোচনা করে বলেছেন কোন সভ্য দেশের নেতার মুখে এমন বক্তব্য নাকি আশা করা যায় না। আমরা ফখরুল সাহেবকে একথা বলার আগে আয়নায় নিজেদের চেহারা দেখার অনুরোধ করছি। 21শে আগস্ট রাষ্ট্রযন্ত্র ব্যবহার করে যখন শেখ হাসিনাকে প্রাইম টার্গেট করে গ্রেনেড হামলা চালিয়েছিল বিএনপি, তখন সংসদে দাঁড়িয়ে তৎকালীন প্রধানমন্ত্রী বলেছিলেন উনাকে আবার কে মারতে যাবে, উনি নিজেই তো ভ্যানিটি ব্যাগে করে গ্রেনেড নিয়ে গিয়েছিলেন। আমরা ফখরুল সাহেবের কাছে জানতে চাই সেটা কোন সভ্য দেশের নেতার বক্তব্য ছিল। গণভবনে চায়ের আমন্ত্রণের বিপরীতে অকথ্য ভাষায় গালিগালাজ কোন সভ্য দেশের একজন দল প্রধান করতে পারেন? তার জবাব কি বিএনপি মহাসচিব দিতে পারবেন? বেগম জিয়ার জন্য বিএনপি নেতারা এখন মায়া কান্না করছে, অথচ তার মুক্তি এবং চিকিৎসার জন্য চোখে পড়ার মতো একটা মিছিলও তারা করতে পারেননি। আমি আগেও বলেছি, এখনো বলছি, বেগম জিয়ার চিকিৎসার চেয়ে তার চিকিৎসাকে ইস্যু বানিয়ে দেশকে অস্থিতিশীল করে ঘোলা পানিতে মাছ শিকার করাই তাদের উদ্দেশ্য।
Awami League Joint General Secretary and Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said BNP can learn from the generosity demonstrated to Khaleda Zia by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina despite Khaleda's cruelty to the leaders and activists of the Awami League and its chief. He said this while speaking at a discussion at the National Press Club today, marking the 73rd World Human Rights Day organized by SARC Human Rights Foundation.
81 সালে আমাদের নেত্রী যখন দেশে ফেরত এসেছিলেন, 32 নম্বরের বাড়িতে গিয়ে একটি মিলাদ পড়াতে চেয়েছিলেন। জিয়া রহমান 32 নম্বরের বাড়িতে আমাদের নেত্রীকে ঢুকতে দেয় নাই। তখন তাকে রাস্তায় বসে মিলাদ পড়াতে হয়েছিল। তখন মানবাধিকারের কথা মনে ছিল না। যখন 2004 সালে গ্রেনেড হামলা চালিয়ে বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগের 22 জন নেতাকর্মী সহ 24 জনকে হত্যা করা হলো এবং এরপর পার্লামেন্টে যখন আমরা একটি শোক প্রস্তাব আনার জন্য উদ্যোগ গ্রহণ করা হলো, তখন বিএনপি নেতারা যখন বললেন যে হাস্যরস করে শেখ হাসিনা নিজেই গ্রেনেড নিয়ে গিয়েছিলেন আর খালেদা জিয়া মুস্কি মুস্কি হাসছিলেন, তখন মানবাধিকার মনে ছিল না। বেগম খালেদা জিয়া যখন নিজের জন্মের তারিখটা বদলে দিয়ে 15 আগস্ট সহাস্যে কেটেছেন এবং এখনো জন্মের তারিখ যখন আপনারা পালন করেন, তখন মানবাধিকার মনে থাকে না। চরম অমানবিকতা প্রদর্শন করেছে বিএনপির প্রতিষ্ঠাতা জিয়া রহমান এবং তার স্ত্রী বেগম খালেদা জিয়া আমাদের নেত্রী বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনার প্রতি, আওয়ামী লীগ নেতাকর্মীদের প্রতি। যারা এই অমানবিকতা প্রদর্শন করেছে তাদের প্রতি যে মানবিক আচরণ, যে মানবিকতা আমাদের নেত্রী দেখিয়েছে, সেখান থেকে বিএনপির শিক্ষণীয় অনেক কিছু আছে।
Dr. Hassan Mahmood says all have to be conscious about ensuring human rights at every corner of society.
আশেপাশে সমাজে মানুষের অধিকার মানবাধিকার রক্ষা করতে পারি, সেইভাবে যদি আমরা পদক্ষেপ গ্রহণ করি তাহলে মানবাধিকার রক্ষিত হবে আমার ঘর থেকে শুরু করে সমাজে, রাষ্ট্রে। একই সাথে বিশ্ব পরিমণ্ডলে মানবাধিকার রক্ষিত হবে যখন মানবাধিকার নিয়ে যারা উচ্চকিত সবসময়, তাদের যে দেশে যখন মানবাধিকার রক্ষিত হবে তখন বিশ্ব পরিমণ্ডলেও মানবাধিকার রক্ষিত হবে। অন্যথায় মানবাধিকার সবসময় একটি স্লোগান থাকবে, এর বেশি কিছু থাকবে না।
President of the organization, Justice Siddiqur Rahman Mia, presided over the function. Chairman of the organization and member of the Parliament, Obaidul Muqtadi Chaudhary, Secretary General Professor Muhammad Abid Ali, former Chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, Qazi Riazul Haq, Bhutanese Ambassador to Bangladesh, Rinchen Kuen Sil, and security analyst Major General retired Abdur Rashid also spoke. Bangladesh is going to enter into the world of super-fast mobile internet 5G technology. State-owned mobile operator Teletalk is going to introduce the technology on test basis. Prime Minister's ICT advisor Shojib Wajid Joy will inaugurate the super-fast technology on December 12. Post and Telecommunications Minister has said initially 5G internet services will be available at 6 important places. These include Bangabhavan, Ganabhavan, Jatiya সংসদ, Prime Minister's Office and the Secretariat, and Dhanmudi 32. The central Shohid Minar area and Tungipara in Gopalganj might come under the 5G network at the same time. The 5G network will spread across the country through next year through other mobile operators. The auction for 5G spectrum will be held in March next year. At the moment, the 4G internet has a speed of 16 megabytes per second, while the 5G network will have up to 20 gigabytes per second. The Awami League government introduced 4G network in the country in February 2018 as part of its Digital Bangladesh mission. Malaysia has opened the labour market again for Bangladeshi workers. The Malaysian cabinet has given approval to sign an agreement with Bangladesh to this end. Malaysian Human Resources Minister informed that recruitment of Bangladeshi workers will be started soon after signing of the Memorandum of Understanding or MOU with the Bangladesh's Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Ministry. He also said labourers will be recruited from Bangladesh to work in the fields of plantation, agriculture, manufacturing, construction, mining and quarrying, and as domestic servants. And now on to international news. At least 54 people have been killed and scores more injured after the truck they were being transported in crashed in southern Mexico. More than 150 people said to be migrants from Central America were crammed into the truck's trailer when it rolled in the state of Chiapas. Pictures from the crash scene shows victims strewn across the road next to the overturned truck. There were also rows of what appeared to be bodies covered in white sheets. It was one of the worst accidents of its kind in Mexico. 49 people were confirmed dead at the scene and 5 more died in hospital, Chiapas Governor Ruitilio Escandon said. The South Asian nations should fully reopen schools to address the interrupted education of more than 400 million children whose classrooms were shut by the coronavirus pandemic. UNICEF said with a top official warning the consequences could last decades. The UNICEF report called on governments in South Asia to safely resume in-person learning and ensure that students catch up as well as improve connectivity. Meanwhile, the total COVID cases in the world mounted to 26,89,99,000, while the death toll from the virus crossed to 53,07,000. New New Zealand will ban the sale of tobacco to its next generation in a bid to eventually phase out smoking. Anyone born after 2008 will not be able to buy cigarettes or tobacco products in their lifetime, under a law expected to be enacted next year. Health Minister Dr. Aisha Verrall said government wants to make sure young people never start smoking. The move is part of a sweeping crackdown on smoking announced by New Zealand's Health Ministry on Thursday. Doctors and other health experts in the country have welcomed the world-leading reforms, which will reduce access to tobacco and restrict nicotine levels in cigarettes. Bangladesh reported 1 COVID-19 death and 269 new infections today. The Directorate General of Health Services, DGHS, in its routine daily statement today said the death toll has risen to 28,017 from coronavirus, and the tally of infections has risen to 15,78,819. The recovery count rose to 15,43,740 after another 249 patients recovered. The statement said 1.34% of 20,052 samples tested positive. DGHS statistics showed of these people infected from the beginning, 97.78% recovered and 1.77% died. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mohammad Mokbul Hussain has said broadcasting of television will be modernized by using latest digital technology. He said this while visiting the Ukia substation of BTV in Cox's Bazar this evening. During his visit, he also went round different sections of the substation. Later, the Information and Broadcasting Secretary planted a sapling at Ukia substation premises. And before we end tonight's news, another look at the headlines. People of the country must be transformed into skilled human resources to take advantage of opportunities of fourth industrial revolution, says President Mohammad Abdul Hamid. BNP wants to create unrest in the country, making issue over the treatment of Khaleda Zia, comments Ubaidul Qadir. BNP has a lot to learn from Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's generosity, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Bangladesh is going to enter into world of 5G. Prime Minister's ICT advisor Shojiv Wajid Joy will inaugurate superfast technology on December 12. And Malaysian labour market reopens for Bangladeshis. Malaysian cabinet approves signing of agreement with Dhaka on workers' recruitment. That's all from us for the moment. We request